Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and this is Project Blue Book, Season 2, Episode 6, Close Encounters. And yes, Close Encounters it was. So this is a close encounter of the first kind that you get with me. So let's go ahead and take care of business first, and then I'll get into it. So if you like what you see here, hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, at the very end of this video, you're going to see a video pop up here. Basically, what YouTube does takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible in the in one of the videos of my vast video library. So you get flubs like that. Up here is going to be Is It Worth My Time? Hunters is what's going to be up there. The Amazon Prime series Hunters. Also, if you want to follow me, you can hit the little bell down below here. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you when I'm on. But the best thing you can do is go to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule, which I change every Monday. And I'm usually within 15 minutes. If I'm going to be late, it's 15 minutes to half an hour late on that thing. So I've got that there. And also it's on my Facebook page as well. Speaking of Facebook, there's a Facebook group page which you guys can post stuff on and talk amongst yourselves. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, and I have a Patreon page as well, but no tier set up as of yet. I don't like taking money from you guys until I actually have stuff to give you guys. So you're saving the Hunter's review until you're finished with it. Nice, Joker. All right, so let's get into this, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Thank you, Viking Bitch, for the paddle. And also, hello, Man of Sand. So yeah, I dug this episode tonight, quite honestly. We flash forward to 1976, and we had Hynek on the set of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which I guess they had to get special. The show actually had to get special permission from Spielberg to kind of use the set, talk about it, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, they if you've seen the movie, you know the scene that Hynek is in when the ship lands and all that stuff. And they recreate it. They actually did a really nice job. And so they're going back and talking about the Robertson panel through the interview with the reporter who's interviewing Hynek and Mimi. And yeah, it is amazing that they could recreate that set that they did, and that they got permission from Spielberg to do it, which is really kind of cool. I read that briefly on Twitter as I was posting, that I was going to be on tonight, and saw that they were doing that. I was like, yeah, that's actually really kind of cool. Um, so yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Robertson panel. We had a new character who came in, David Dabrowski, who says that some aliens had contacted him to help with the Robertson panel. And of course, they never told him anything about this. And since he was very good at magic and kind of a con man thing like that, things like that, it was very questionable again. So that's the one thing about this show that aggravates a lot of people. I was getting some comments in the comment section for the previous video that people are finding troublesome about this show is that it shows something and then debunks it, shows something then debunks it, and people are having a problem with that. Some people are anyway. I actually kind of like it. It's the X-Files. It really is the old X-Files, where you're not sure what's real and what isn't. And um, yeah, I was kind of digging that, to tell you the truth. And then we also we had the side story too of Susie going off and killing the Russian spy who is working for the Americans, and then, well, first he's an American working for the Russians, and then he becomes a Russian working for the Americans. So yeah, and so she's getting her child back through him, and he of course flips it on her and is going to kill her instead after everything's all been set up, and she ends up killing him. So missing is TV today. What? Huh? Joker? I think you need some more adjectives on that one, so I can find out what that is. But yeah, David Dabrowski brings a photo which, as their photo proofer says, is out of 10. She says it's a 7, that she is pretty sure that this thing is real, but it needs a lot more, weeks of time in order for them to actually prove that. And of course, they don't have weeks because the Patterson panel is in a couple of days. Yeah, Susie cannot die. Susie, I fucking love Susie, quite honestly. But then again, I love Kensia Solo, the actress, and everything that she's been in. And yeah, I'm hoping that she doesn't die, because obviously she's a fucking badass. And I mean, come on, she came out of a fucking grave and killed a guy. Not only killed him, she knocks him out and then uses the car to run over him. Not once, but twice. She basically runs over him with the front wheel and the back wheels. And I was like, damn, man. Now that's brutal right there. Yeah. So, Joker says what you said about what your viewers don't like about the show debunks. Yeah, it does. It it does debunk stuff. It is that's what this whole thing is all about. That's what Project Blue Book was about. But also, Hynek is talking about the scientific method in this, and that's what I loved, is they brought it back around to the scientific method. The scientific method is there to you can both prove and disprove something at the same time, is what he's talking about, and saying that, do UFOs exist? No, sometimes they don't. But there are some things that you can't explain. And he goes, and therefore, the things you can't explain leave open the interpretation that yes, maybe UFOs do exist. Because for the stuff that he was finding that he could not explain through science, that left that door open. It didn't shut the door on it, but it also did not close the door on it, or open the door on it, I should say. Didn't close the door and didn't open the door. And yes, he did play them as well. Quinn played them, actually, is what he did, and he did it very well. Daniel Banks, though, yeah, like Quinn, I wasn't trusting him. I just wasn't trusting him. He was just too good to be true, and sure enough, he was. And like he said, he goes, I was following orders, new administration, new orders. So that's the reason why he came in, was to fuck with them. And that's a shame, quite honestly, because I was liking Daniel Banks, and I was hoping he was going to become like a third member of the team, kind of unofficial, popping in and out. But now, no, he's basically kind of like their Krychek in a way. If you go back to the old X-Files. And he's going to be fucking with them all along the way now, trying to get control of Project Blue Book. So yeah, damn good episode. And the thing was, it wasn't heavy on the lore, even though it was kind of for Hynek lore. And I should say the case file wasn't something that was, where we're just all focused on the case file. We were more focused on what was going to happen with the Robertson panel and how they were going to prove it. And then having the flash forward as well to 1976 was a nice touch to it too. I want to see more of that, actually. I want to see more of the flash forward, and having an episode like that where you see what's happening in the 70s or the 80s or something like that, and it ties back to the 50s to an episode that was going on. And I was just actually thinking about this show this morning, and one of the things that was different about it from the first season to now is little things that are missing, like talking about the Red Scare, um, and people worried about the bomb dropping, and having Mimi building a fallout shelter in the backyard. Everyone's building a fallout shelter, but Hynek's not there to help her. Alan's not there to help her, so she has to go out and get this stuff herself. A woman in the 50s, where she's being talked down to and all this stuff, and she actually knows her shit and has to fight about this a little bit to get the right stuff, the right materials in order to build this place. things like that actually add a little bit more world building to this. I talk about this a lot about world building. Um, and that's one of the things that puts it in the 50s if you actually and that's what's missing this season is we're missing those little world building issues. We're now getting more into just the case files and them delving into the case files and not going off on the tangent stuff anymore, the little asides, which I didn't realize I missed as much as I did. Excuse me. Um, and that actually, I think, brought a little bit more to the show. And I know people were nitpicking about it in season one. I was as well. But now I realize you kind of need that a little bit. It balanced out the show. We don't need more Joel though, his son. Joel can be, what was it like Happy Days? Richie's brother who went upstairs the first episode. We never saw him ever again. Was it his brother or his sister? And it wasn't, yeah, it wasn't Joni, but yeah, we never need to see Joel ever again. We can hear him off camera or something like that. His brother, that's right, his brother. So, yeah. Did you ever watch Leonard Nimoy's show In Search of back in the day? Oh yeah, yeah, Joker. I grew up with that shit. I mean, come on, that was a staple. There wasn't many channels on, at the time, and that was back in the day when you had to. I was the remote control because I was the youngest in the house at the time. So go and change the channel. You get the dial on the TV, all that kind of stuff. Adjust the rabbit ears, all that good stuff. Yeah, yeah. That's what happens when you're the youngest. You become the remote control. Change the channel. Gotta go to the bathroom. Fucking change the channel first. Fix the rabbit ears. Exactly. You had the two dials on the rabbit ear thing, so it moved this way, and it was really stupid. So yeah. Joe Greer says I didn't know Raymond had kids on Everybody Loved Raymond. Oh, really? Did they have? Okay. Honestly, I could never watch that show. Um, that show just bored the shit out of me. I don't know how it lasted. What was it like 20 years? 50 some odd years, something like that. Everybody hates Raymond. Everyone wants to kill Raymond. It seemed like it lasted like 50 years. I don't know. I love Doris Roberts, by the way. Doris Roberts is a great actor, or was a great actress. She passed away. If you've never seen Grandma's Boy, go and watch Grandma's Boy. It's fucking hilarious, and she's awesome in it. She is awesome in that movie. Yeah. Uh, it was one of those LCD comedies that never dies. Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's not gonna be a worth my time. Is it worth your time? I'm not gonna do stoner comedies on that, even though those probably do fall under genre. Dude, where's my car? That kind of stuff. Uh, so, so yeah, good stuff. Good episode tonight. Loved, how they did this. Want to see more of this kind of stuff, quite honestly, and love that they were able to get Spielberg's approval to kind of do this kind of stuff. And they also introduced, Hynek's Close Encounters, the first kind, the second kind, third kind, his invention, if you will, on that. So, and I want to know if, the whole David thing where his eyes glazed over, went white and he was speaking in tongues, if you will, or, having an other talking through him. Uh, I wish we could have gotten that either debunked or, that kind of, or approved. Because he was a con man. So that's kind of interesting to find out how that happened. Yeah. So damn. What else I got going on this week? I'm off, of course, Wednesday and Thursday. Friday I come back with a new episode of Clone Wars. That's right. And if you follow me on Facebook, there's a new hashtag that came out. So the hashtags, have little emoticons at the end of them now. If you type them out right, the new one that Clone Wars has actually been putting out is called the Maldalorian. Uh, so speaking of Darth Maul, who actually headed up a group of Mandalorians, and so it's a little helmet with horns on it, which is really kind of cool. To mount Mandalorian helmet with horns on it. So yeah. What was this? Which Bad Batch code name and power? What's my Bad Batch code? My Bad Batch code name and power is cliche. And it is the power to basically be all characters all at once. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I screwed up a character's name. Crosshair was his name, and I think I called him Marksman or something like that, and somebody called me out on it, and in the comments section, and I'm like, wait, wasn't his name Hawkeye? No, wasn't it Bullseye? Or no, it was Cliche. That's what his name was. Because yeah, they were all cliches. It's written for kids mainly, is really what it is. But you know, I'm okay with that. Is it like John Claude Van Johnson, where you make up a character and it turns out they are real? Sure. Uh, man, that show just was good. I don't know why they fucking canceled that. And yet, what's his name? The John Krasinski, uh, Jack Ryan shit just keeps going on and on. That got a second season. That fucking piece of shit. Yeah. That Jack Ryan shit just blows, man. Talk about shit that's like formulaic and predictable and just badly written. It is Clancy after all, so you know. The Real Secret of Hollywood have pictures on something. No shit. No shit. That's how Wendy Williams stays, relevant or or in the limelight, I guess you could say. Yeah. Don't bother, Joker. I suffered through that whole first season, and I was laughing through a good majority of it, and it's just bad. I didn't bother with the second season because that first season blows. Yeah. Um, I mean, Tom Clancy does a great Punisher. If you want to read a good Punisher novel, it's called Without Remorse. Uh, yeah, and it's essentially it's the Punisher is what he did, and it's like, yeah, Tom, I'm glad to see you actually read some comic books because that's pretty much all he did. He literally copied the Punisher for that. Yeah, yeah, I've seen a lot worse shows too, like The Passage, and what was that other one that just came out recently? Avenue Five. That's what it was. Yeah. Someone was telling me last night that Avenue Five didn't get any better. And I'm like, yeah, there's a reason why I dropped it. There are always reasons why I drop these things. Oh, you've been watching it, Pen? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you could tell it wasn't going to get any better, and there was no hidden meaning to it. It wasn't secretly funny, or it wasn't going to turn around in the last episode or anything like that. That's just the way they wrote it, and it's a bad show. And it's already got a second season, which again, somebody's got something on somebody over at AT&T, obviously. They've got some nude photos or some butt chugging photos or something like that. The butt chugging photos, everyone's got butt chugging photos over at AT&T. So obviously, except for Dan Didio. Didio. Yeah. Yep. It's got a second season. Yeah. Season 2, so we don't have to admit season 1 was a mistake. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know how it got a second season either. Penn, don't ask me. Um, Yeah, I think they're trying to be like Amazon where they just green light everything except for, and give it a second season except for John-Claude Van Johnson. Fuckers. So, what else I got? Like I said, um, tomorrow I'm off. Thursday I'm off. Friday is new Clone Wars. Saturday is Saturday Morning Blast Off. Sunday is a new show, Dispatches from Elsewhere, which is going to be on AMC. So that is where we're at with that. Excuse me. Monday is another episode of Is It Worth My Time, which most likely is going to be Altered Carbon Season 2. There you go. Because Altered Carbon Season 2 comes out on Friday, this Friday. Yeah. And, excuse me, I'm going to need at least a weekend in order to watch it. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to get through it. So, all righty. And you can always take a look at the schedule at suspendedfanimation.com. It's the best way to take a look at it. It's also up on my Facebook page as well. It's pinned up at the top of the Facebook page for Suspended Fanimation. Again, there's a group page as well on Facebook for those of you who still have Facebook. And you can post stuff and talk amongst yourselves as long as it's tasteful. I don't want you posting porn and all that kind of crap on there. You know who you are, Apple Crow. And Movie Fanobi. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, and I also have a Patreon page. There we go. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also, at the very end of this video, you're going to see a video pop up here. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, again, what YouTube does takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match as best as possible one of the videos in my vast video library just for you and pops it up there. And up here is going to be Is It Worth My Time? Hunters from Amazon Prime. Is it worth my time? Chicken strips and honey mustard. Possibly. Depends on where they're from. So yeah. Yeah, if you go to suspendedfanimation.com, all the links are there on suspendedfanimation.com. So even for the YouTube page for here, yeah. Yes, there's a lot of shit in the archives. A lot of stuff in the archives. I've been on for over a year now. So there is a lot of stuff in the archives. Yeah. I forget how many videos I have now at this point, and it's just growing. It just keeps growing. My subscribers don't, but I only say it because it's true. There we go. So I want to say thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat. Thank you if you made it this far in the video. And I'm going to let you guys go for the evening. I'm going to walk a little dog, and literally a little dog that's sitting over on the couch over there. And I don't know, she's asleep now, so who knows. And I'm going to let you guys go. So until Friday, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may get brought before a panel of CIA doctors and try to have your Project Blue Book pulled out from under you. And no one wants that because, when you pull a Project Blue Book, too much and you just kind of leave it there to hang, other things happen. I was going with the Project Blue Book, Blue Balls joke, but it just wasn't working. It wasn't coming together. So, leave it as that. Thanks, everybody. I will talk to you guys on Friday. Have a good night, and I'll see you then. Good night.